Hello and welcome to my channel. I do not usually talk about politics, but this has been so much in the news that I thought I should mention it because it's creating a lot of anxiety for people. So it's all about Kemi Badenoch. She's the one in the eye of the storm. So who is she? Kemi is a British conservative politician and she's the current leader of the Conservative Party. She's known for her right-wing stance on culture, on wars, on immigration and economic policies. So in the past, she served as a business and trade secretary and she gained prominence because she's really outspoken on race, on gender, on national identity and so on. So let's listen to her speak about her policy on immigration. Let's hear from the horse's mouth.
So I'm announcing that the Conservative Party is going to do the following things differently. 1. If you want to stay in our country permanently and apply for indefinite leave to remain, the time you have to live here before you apply will increase from 5 years to 10 years. 2. You will have to be a net contributor with a high enough salary, especially if you want to bring family members with you. And if you've got a criminal record, you're banned. 3. If you've claimed benefits or need social housing, you can't even apply. 4. We will increase the time before you can apply for a British passport from 12 months to 5 years, meaning it will take a minimum of 15 years to start an application. 5. If you enter this country illegally or outstay your visa, you will be banned from ever gaining leave to remain or a passport. These changes, on top of a strict numerical cap on numbers, will constitute the most robust changes ever made to our immigration system. Lower numbers, secure borders, and an immigration system.
Okay, so you've heard her. So what's the background of this lady? And I'm reading from Wikipedia, so it's out there on the internet. Olukemi, later shortened to Kemi Olufonto Adegoke, was born on 2nd January 1980 in Wimbledon, London. Her mother had travelled from Nigeria to the UK to give birth in St. Teresa's Private Hospital before the British Nationality Act 1981 abolished automatic birthright citizenship for those born in the United Kingdom, and then returned to Nigeria shortly after Badenoch was born. In later interviews, Badenoch denied claims she was an anchor baby and asserted that her family did not know she was in fact eligible for a British passport until she was a teenager. She is one of 3 children born to Nigerian Yoruba parents. Her father, Femi Adegoke, was a GP who later founded a publishing company in Nigeria and became an activist for the rights of the Yoruba people. Her mother, Feyi, was a professor of physiology in America and at the University of Lagos. She has a brother and a sister. According to a profile in the Times, Badenoch is the first cousin once removed of former Nigerian Vice President Yemi Osibanjo. Badenoch spent her childhood living in Lagos, Nigeria, and in the United States, where her mother lectured. Badenoch has spoken about having a very tough upbringing in Nigeria. Her family lived in the middle-class neighborhood of Surulere, and she was a student at the private international school of Lagos. Badenoch has described her background as middle-class, but said in 2018, being middle-class in Nigeria still meant having no running water or electricity, sometimes taking your own chair to school, and claimed that her family went through periods of poverty due to inflation. She returned to the UK at the age of 16 to live with a friend of her mother's owing to the deteriorating political and economic situation in Nigeria, which had affected her family. During her parliamentary maiden speech, Badenoch stated that she was, to all intents and purposes, a first-generation immigrant. So we can see why there's a massive outcry against her. She's a migrant herself, so many argue. Why would she climb the ladder and then remove the ladder and stop others from climbing? Obviously, there are lots of immigration issues and there has to be laws. There are already laws, and honestly, migrants have a hard time. I know because I am a migrant too, and I know how tough it was for me. Do we really need to make it harder, people argue? Especially for people who are simply trying to make a living and are contributing to the economy. Obviously, this does not apply to criminals and extremists who are bent on causing trouble. These should certainly be weeded out. But majority of the migrants simply want an opportunity to be productive and have dignity in their labor. Obviously, immigrants should not overflood any country, and each case, I think, should be judged on its own merits. But tough laws are already there, and there are fears that this will make it even tougher on migrants who simply want the same thing that Kemi herself has enjoyed. So critics argue that these proposed measures may overlook the existing provisions that already restrict access to public funds for many migrants, and it could pose a challenge for sectors that rely on foreign workers. So why are migrants worried about what Kemi is proposing? Number one, it means longer wait for permanent residency. The proposed increase from 5 to 10 years before migrants can apply for indefinite leave to remain means more time living in uncertainty, unable to fully settle. There's also that stricter financial requirements. Migrants must prove that they are net economic contributors, which could exclude those in lower income jobs or those who have financial struggles. Despite working hard, so many people work hard but never make the sort of amount of threshold of money that is required. Then the benefit restrictions. It means that migrants are barred from ever getting permanent residency if they claim benefits, even in emergencies. This could actually put vulnerable individuals and families in impossible situations. At the moment in UK, if you have an emergency, for example, you suddenly have a burst appendix, you get treated in the A&E free of charge, okay? But now that will be regarded as you're getting a benefit. That means you can't even apply to become a permanent resident because you have accessed the A&E. What is that going to mean for a lot of people? I am worried that it might mean that if you have an emergency, you might be scared to go to the A&E because it means you're using public funds, and then that will affect your application later. So if someone is ill and they don't want to go to A&E because of the policy, they may get really unwell. People might actually die from this sort of policies. So I'm really worried about its impact on health. If someone has an emergency or an unplanned illness, they need A&E. They need to be seen urgently and not have to worry about how this will affect their residency application later on. So I'm not sure this aspect of the policy has been looked at critically. The other aspect is jobs. When we restrict things so tightly, a lot of people feel that we may actually struggle to get new talents coming to the UK, and that may lead to job insecurity. I know sometimes when I'm at work, we may just be all migrants on duty. From the senior clinician to the youngest clinicians might just be migrants. I've seen it several times. So if there's these tough restrictions, some posts will struggle to be filled. That's what I feel. Also, these tougher laws may mean that people actually feel insecure and they don't feel welcome to the UK. So that's another aspect of it. So needless to say that the mental health impact on migrants has been huge. There's increased anxiety and stress. People are really worried. There's uncertainty about their residency status. It can cause chronic stress, affecting sleep, concentration, and their overall well-being. People are depressed. They may be feeling excluded. These policies that seem to target migrants can lead to a sense of rejection, social isolation, and just hopelessness. Then there's the financial pressure and burnout. If you're under pressure to prove that you are an economic contributor, this might actually push migrants to overwork, leading to exhaustion and burnout. And a lot of migrants already work so hard. There's also the fear of destitution. Those who rely on benefits during tough times may actually feel trapped. fearing they will never qualify for permanent residency if they accept any help at all. And I also wonder about the impact on families and children. Migrant families may struggle with instability affecting children's mental health, their academic performance, and their overall development. So this is really adding another layer of difficulty for migrants who are already navigating the challenges of a new country. Migrants are not lazy, in my experience. They are just looking for opportunities to work and make a living. They are willing to pay taxes like everyone else. Many people are concerned that Kemi is being used to bring out this policy by her party. Many are saying that her party does not want to appear racist. So by using a Nigerian British to say these things, no one can accuse them of being racist. If that's the case, then many worry that she has shot herself in the foot. People may see her as having betrayed us, and her own party may dump her after using her. So where will that leave her? Many say that yes, there are hard truths to be said about immigration, but the question is, should she have been the one to say it, seeing that she's a migrant herself? Shouldn't other party members have been delegated to say this? Others say she's not to blame. It's our leaders back home who have made our countries unbearable, hence the mass immigration. The legal migrants also find that narrative of migrants being on benefits quite frustrating, as already the legal migrants have no recourse to public funds. They don't want people to be misled to believe that migrants rely on benefits, because many migrants don't. Migrants actually work quite hard and contribute to the economy and do not expect public funds to prop them up. Anyway, so that's why the news has been buzzing. What are your thoughts? Do share in the comment section. This has caused a lot of anxiety in several quarters. And again, I just wonder if Kemi had to be the one to say it, seeing that she's a migrant herself. But share your thoughts. Let me know why you have come to the country, for example, and how you're contributing. I think we need to get the narrative straight. Let migrants speak up and make it clear how they are contributing, because I know a lot of migrants are contributing to the economy. So I hope you found this useful. Let's continue to stay connected. Subscribe if you're not subscribed, and I'll see you back in my next video. Till next time, stay well. You've got this. Bye.